Everybody saying thumbs up.
Oh, I'm sweating. Finally, I don't know, two Mondays in a row. It's the sound thing, my wire, da 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 da. So we just having issues. Okay, so we're back on. We're gonna be interviewing Sinn from Square Biz. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
We have some people who are here chilling with us from Square Biz. Stephanie Redline, Reg. I got my friends, Charlie from the Rock All Stars. No, we have Neek. Shadow. and
some other
the Ghost.
Yeah.
The Ghost, the MC Ghost.
Hello?
Oh, I'm sorry, and my sister.
Hey, sister.
Hey, look, I'm waving like you can see me.
My sister Sydney. So thank you again for tuning in. I'm so sorry. Thank you for your patience and your time. So here we go. We're gonna say, hey, Boogie.
Oh, yes,
Boogie.
Sorry, Boogie. And then we got the social club. Listen.
Oh, the TV. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Me and Sydney was looking at that too. All right, so let's get started. Yeah.
Turn that.
Okay. So let's start with La. We're gonna introduce you first. And let me tell y'all gonna have to block them out because they're gonna start talking.
Because I'm looking all over like, what y'all talking about?
I'm gonna give them a drum roll. So block them out.
Yeah, drum roll.
So, introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Lady La, Vice President of Square Biz Ladies Brooklyn Motorcycle Club. You're gonna ask me a bunch of other questions, so it's just simple. But I represent Brooklyn, but I am from Long Island, and I'm gonna throw that out there and get my press mad. But that's all. Go ahead. Pass it on over.
I'm Sinn, the president of Square Biz Ladies Brooklyn. I'm gonna keep it short because she asked me a lot of questions. We want to go into the whole,
Do y'all want to shout out your founder?
Yes, we want to shout out Al, our founder. Without him, this club probably wouldn't be existing.
Well, we always know I always shout out Al as the founder, of course, but I think that a lot of props goes to him because he gives us guidance when we're stressed out when it comes to the club stuff. He's been very supportive through our injuries and mishaps and bikes going down. And I'm looking where y'all can't see, but Al has been very supportive and is a great example to the club.
Okay.
I want to also shout out Slim because without Slim bringing us all together, so we want to give him props for that.
Yeah.
Reaching out, bringing us together, and actually convincing us that this is a good idea and this is what we're going to do. So shout out to you, Slim.
Okay. And how long have you been in the community since?
Oh God. 2011, 12, I think.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, 2011, 12. I've been in the community. I've been around the community since I was about 18. I have family members that's actually in clubs. I had a couple of friends that were in clubs at the time. I didn't think that joining clubs was a good idea because I felt like that we were actually renting vests until I understood, but the story behind everything. But yeah, I was in Square Biz. I joined Square Biz 2012. Yeah, 2012. In 2011, 2012, I joined Square Biz. I had to take a break, and I actually came back. I left for about 3 years, and I came back, and now I'm staying for good until they throw me out. But that's
How long?
So I've been around the community for 2.5 years before I joined and developed, I guess, this chapter of Square Biz. I was never really against joining a club, but I was fine being independent. And once again, I said, shout out Slim, was like, listen, I really want to get a group of ladies together that ride and all that stuff. So I guess from the support of Sinn, because before Square Biz it was Adventures of Sinn and La. That's why I was like, all right, let's do it. Fuck it. Let's see what happens. And then I've been part of Square Biz. It's gonna be our 1-year anniversary coming up as fully vested members. So
Nice.
I guess 2 years
Nice.
extra.
So, Sinn, who inspired you to ride?
Well, I'm not gonna go into the details because I'm not a snitch, so I'm not gonna do that. But growing up, my cousins, they would ride, and also it was like some guys in the neighborhood, you know, street pharmacists. They was riding and everything, and I always was like, hey, you know, damn, that look cool or whatever, something that I really wanted to do. So I always was interested in doing it since then. I was about probably like 9, 10. I had a friend that I grew up. I was raised in Bushwick, so one of my friends, her dad had little mini bikes, so we would ride those, and I'm like, oh yeah, when I get older, I'm definitely getting a bike. So,
And that's where I was going to ask you, where were you raised?
yeah, in Bushwick.
Okay.
Bushwick. I was raised in Bushwick. I grew up actually in Bed-Stuy.
Okay.
I'm kind of exactly right, but I'm kind of all over the place. I lived in Flatbush for a certain amount of time, but I'm all through Brooklyn.
Okay. What about you, Lot?
So, good question. You said what inspired me to
Yeah.
ride?
Or what inspired you to ride?
I don't think anyone inspired me to ride per se. I always had an adrenaline rush. So my dad, he got me my first car when I was 16, and I was always speeding up and down. And I never had a thing for heights. So it was anything on land. I ran track, I raced cars, I was on my bicycle. And then finally, I was like, you know what? This is boring. I need more of a rush, and that's when I got into motorcycles. And I kept pressing on. My dad was against it. My best friend was against it. But I felt that this is what I wanted to do. I took that course, and that's that.
Okay. How did you ladies learn how to ride?
So, you want to go first or we go first?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
I actually learned how to ride through YouTube. So I joined Square Biz. When I first joined, I came and I was like, listen, I want to be a biker. And they're like, do you have your license? I said, no. They said, do you have a bike? I said, no. They said, well, you want to join social? And I was like, you know what, screw that. Years went later, I went, you know, I was in the social, but years went by later, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to ride. I used to ride on the back of Al's bike, and after that, I was like, you know what, I'm going to ride. So they kept telling me, oh, you're not going to ride, Sinn, please, you're not going to ride. And I'm like, all right, I popped up with my permit. I told Al I got my money, let's go get a bike. So we ended up going to get a bike. And they told me, because I kept telling them I know how to ride, watching the YouTube videos, every last YouTube video. So they took me to the parking lot. I got on, I was able to go, but I didn't know how to turn.
Okay.
So Square Biz guys actually helped me develop my skill and actually really riding, because I thought that I knew everything from YouTube, but Square Biz men taught me.
Okay.
So, I have to give a lot of credit to Chapo. Everybody knows Chapo.
Hey, Chapo.
Shout out to Chapo.
He just gave y'all a shout out.
Okay, so I met Chapo through a friend, and Chapo was like, "You're little Laura." Gave him my government. Oh well. He was like, "You're little Laura, and I'm gonna teach you. Fuck what everybody else is saying." And Chapo made sure I got my bike. I bought my bike from a Crow member, my first R6, because I'm a Yami girl. And Chapo took me out. I couldn't even take the bike out the yard, but Chapo or Ralph from Pro made sure I got my bike out. They took me out at night, late at night. My first time even riding was on a highway. He didn't give two fucks what I felt. And he literally was like, no, you're going to get it. And I grasped really quickly when it came to that. And then I will pay homage to another person who taught me more about being more aggressive when riding, like dancing in traffic, trying to get lower when on my turns and everything. So they definitely took me out to Jersey many a times up and down that turnpike to really become who Lady Law is.
Okay. What would you do differently as a new rider based on what you know now?
Me, I don't think I would do anything different.
No.
I don't think I would do anything different.
I think the only thing I would do differently is possibly not take too much input from different people. I think there was a point in my riding career, I would say, that I was listening to a lot of people's input instead of listening to people who truly cared about me and who truly knew who I was and my capabilities.
Right.
So I never been put in harm's way because of it, but I think that slowed some of my progression.
Okay.
Yeah, because with me, being a rider that I am today, it pretty much came from me riding with the guys in Swifters. Everybody always thinks that they reckless, but they have like this organized thing going on So I was able to adapt to any situation or whatever. Then once I left Swiss, I was riding with Swizzy for a couple of years, and that actually made me 10 times better than what I was. So honestly speaking, I personally wouldn't change anything.
Okay, good. That's dope. What about the number of bikes you ladies had already?
Oh, I only had 2. The one that I have now, which is the Jigsaw, and the F4i. That I love that bike. Oh my God, I did not want to. I did not want to let that bike go, but that bike it had to go. Like it was
so good about it.
It was my first bike. It was brand. Her name was Sasha. Everybody that knows me knows
She's still
me and Sasha. Yes, like. Let me tell you, I sold the bike, and the only reason why I sold it because I didn't have, actually that season, I didn't have a place to store it. So I let Kenny store it for me or whatever, and some guy came by and was like, yo, I'll give you like $3,500 for this bike. And I only paid like $2,000. I'm like, oh, really? Okay, I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to get rid of this bike. And then the guy that bought it, he popped up with all these damn stickers on the bike. I cried. I was so hurt. I was like, how can he do that to her? Like, I was so hurt. But getting this bike was the best thing ever. Like, I mean, that bike was old, it was heavy, it was, I was scared to turn, and I was not leaning, so I had to get rid of it. I definitely had to get rid of it.
Well, how many you had so far?
So I've had 4 bikes altogether. Wow.
You had damn.
2 are Yamahas. I tried out the Cali. I was like, no.
Okay.
So sorry, Cali. But right now I have a Yamaha R6, and Shai bought me a Victory Cruiser to match his fly. But
It's nice.
I don't know when y'all gonna see me pull up on that.
Shout out to him.
Yeah,
it's really
shout out
nice.
to Faye because he definitely pulled up with the bike, and I was like, "What you gonna do with that?" And the next day I came outside again, and it was purple and gray, and I was like, "Oh, I see what you did there." So when I heal up, maybe we'll take a long ride somewhere.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. And your favorite? What was your favorite?
Oh, it's Yamaha. But my favorite would have been my first bike.
Okay.
I only gave that up after, real quick, after I witnessed a close friend pass away. And I was like, oh, I need a safer bike, like a bike that has ABS and blah, blah, blah. And I gave it up and got a new Cali. And if I could turn back, that's what I'll change. Damn it. If I could turn back time, man, I'll get that Yamaha back.
Okay. What is the best piece of riding advice you ever received? Let's start with Locke.
Ride your ride. Chapo always told me, ride your ride. But it's weird because he pushes me beyond my ride, but he always says ride your ride, and I learned it a hard way by, like I said, witnessing my friend pass away, but I always give anybody else that advice. I have it on one of the wristbands I wear, ride your ride, because at the end of the day, you're in control. Like, don't try and impress nobody out there. Don't try and keep up if you can't. You're in control of your own life. You're in control of the machine you're riding. So that's the only advice I got.
Okay. What about you, Sinn?
Me, I think everybody kind of go with the ride your ride. I think for me is when you decide to ride, the most important thing I think that you should do is get life insurance. Like that's the first thing for me. That was the best advice. It was actually 2 things: life insurance and also wearing gear. My uncle used to always tell me when I pull up and I would have just a T-shirt. And he's like, "Yo, like, do you rather sweat or bleed?" Because I used to tell him, "Oh, it's hot, it's hot. Do you rather sweat or bleed?" But I believe life insurance is important because we see so many people, in this hobby or this lifestyle that we choose. So many people are losing their life and they're doing collection. They can't have a proper service or funeral.
Right.
So I definitely agree with getting life insurance.
Okay. All right. Was there a time you ever considered giving up riding? I know you took a break from the MC.
No, I took a break from the MC world and the MC life. I was popping out to events here and there, but for me, it was when J5 died. And the reason why was because I was really close with him, and he pushed me. And he was the one that actually told me, like, yo, you should get a Jigsaw because he had one. But I was just like, oh, I'm Honda all day. But when J5 died, that definitely actually told me, I told myself, like, you know what, I don't think I want to do this. But again, Swiss was like, yo, he wouldn't want you to stop. He wants you to keep going. He wants you to get better. So continue on that journey that you will, because I had a passion for it. So they just said continue, and I kept on going.
Okay. And J5 picture is missing.
No, it's right here. It's
Oh,
right
y'all
here.
moved it.
Yeah.
The one that.
The other one is signed. You probably took it down.
Yeah, I miss it.
Yeah.
We'll speak to
You notice it right away.
Rest in
You
peace,
always look for
J5.
J5. Yeah. I didn't get to meet him, but you know, I
He was
always
great.
look
He
at
was,
him.
he was great. He was definitely a great person. Very unique. Always happy. Like anybody that know him, he turned up. Like he turned up. Dance hall king. He turned up with that damn water bottle.
Wow. Okay. What about you, Lon?
No, I have never had time. Because I think, you always have thoughts like, oh, you know what, fuck this, it's dangerous. You have that, but I've never had a serious moment where I'm like, no, I'm giving up riding. I think riding is my escape from reality like it is for many other people, but something that I pride myself in, and even Sinn, is that we don't have any kids. So when it comes to that, it's like our bike is our baby,
Okay.
When we hear our bike start up, we're like, look at my baby right there. Like, it's not one of those like, oh, that's my bitch. No, that's my child. Like, that's my baby. And riding my bike is what I do. Like, there's many people that, okay, they take care of their family, they do this and that, but my bike is my life, right? So, no, I feel that when I get old, it's gonna be me and my bike is Sinn. Like,
I'm gonna be 80 years old still on that bike.
we still gonna be on the bike. We gonna have a wrinkled up square business. Probably got no teeth in our mouth, but we gonna be riding somewhere. So, honestly speaking, no, like, my bike is, that's why I'm suffering right now. My bike is everything. I can't even
I know. What is it like to be a female rider on, because before when this first started, it was mostly male dominant. You know what I mean? So what is it like being a female rider?
Ice, yeah.
I think it's empowering. Like, I think, especially when people see how small we are and everything, I'm like, oh, you get on the bike, and then they see our bike, like, oh, it's a bike. Like, what? I think it's empowering. I think it's also something like, I'm always a firm believer of whatever you can do, I can do. Like, and I can probably do it better. So it's like empowering moment, and it's something that I feel that it proves something that to just men also, like, women can ride, and also women can come together and ride.
Right.
So I think altogether to sum it up, empowering.
Okay.
I think a couple years back, it was definitely an uncomfortable feeling.
Okay.
Because you being a female rider, you have to earn your respect in this life. Like, guys look at you and they don't respect you because it's a man-dominated world.
Right.
So you have to pretty much put your work in to gain that respect. You can't just be out here thinking, oh, because I messed with this president and I'm going to be, no, you got to get on your bike and ride your bike.
Right.
So at the end of the day, that was years ago, but now I think that they're kind of letting up because they see every year more and more females are getting on these bikes, risking their lives, riding harder, going to the track, doing all of that stuff. So for now, I don't really feel like it's any different now because they're accepting us a lot more.
Right.
We have a question from, they would like to know, what do y'all bring different to the game?
Who's that from?
X.NA.
What was the question?
What do y'all bring different to the game?
Nails.
Who?
Nails.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. What we bring different as, we're not, Sinn's favorite of mine, we're not chicks with bikes. We ride our bike. And what's different about us is that we don't let any type of pettiness or any type of criticism come our way and disturb what we like. What we bring different as a female club is the fact that we stand by what our bylaws say. We're about community service. We do plenty of it. We're about building a sisterhood. So therefore, when you tell us what's going on in your life, that's between us. When you need help, we're there for you. We bring in riders that don't know how to ride. But guess what? We're like, all right, you're going to be a prospect for however long, but we're going to teach you how to ride. We're different. There's many clubs that we talk about it, just be frank, that just vest people that can't go a certain miles per hour. But I'll shout out my sergeant at arms. She did not, and she's laughing right now, but she didn't know how to ride, and sitting there, I was like, yo,
What we going to
what
do?
we gonna do? I remember we went, shot our way, and picked up her first bike, and we was like, okay, because she was like, I got my license, I can ride, and we was like, oh shit. But what we did, we didn't give up on her. So what's different is that we actually teach the people that come our way. We actually have faith in them. We actually hold secrets. We don't, and then also
we push you.
Oh, we're gonna push.
Yeah, we're gonna push you.
And if you notice our page has a lot of morale in it. positivity in it. So people think like, oh, you know, they just another club, but we're not another club. You can see when you're around us that it's something different. And we'll speak more on that even soon. But go ahead, Sinn.
That was okay. So you got it.
But thanks for the question, ma'am.
We got more questions.
Okay, wait, I'm
now.
sorry.
You interrupted Miss
Right.
Right.
Tell them. Can somebody screenshot that for us, and we'll go back to it.
It's for beast mode, yeah.
Screenshot it.
I got the question.
Okay. China's gonna do it. She's gonna screen copy the thing. All right. So the most interesting. No, let's do this one because you guys touched on it a little bit, but I want to know.
Okay.
What is so empowering about riding a motorcycle? Because y'all touched on it a little bit by describing some other stuff. So,
what's so empowering? I think, like I said, I love the thrill of stuff. So it's like, what's so empowering is I have a 400, 500 pound thing between my legs and I'm going fast with gasoline in it. So it's like, shit, what else could be more empowering? What do you want me to do? Jump off a building? I don't know what's next. I don't know.
The freedom of just being out on your bike and just going. Like sometimes you don't even know where you're going. You just say, you know what? To hell with that. I'm riding today, and you just go. You just go. You get lost on purpose, and you just go. Seen a dead, phone dead, and you just lost. But
It be raining.
Exactly. But you figure it out. So just riding, period, is empowering. Like
who's one of the most interesting riders you ever met?
I'm gonna say Auntie April. Shout out to April.
Shout out to Auntie April.
Love you to death, but yes, that is the most.
To her too.
That is the most interesting person I have met in this. Let me tell you something funny. I was actually following April years before I met her, and she had the red hair. I love my red hair. I love the red hair. And I was coming from work, and they had like some. I think it was like Halloween, and she had like this costume on, and she just shot past me, and I'm like heels and everything. I'm like, damn. I'm like, yo, that girl, that's a bad chick on that bike. And then I started realizing, I'm like, oh shit, I'm following her. And she was just doing all of these different events and all of this stuff. Like, she's literally everywhere. So I'm like, you know what? She rides in chancletas, she rides in dresses, shorts, whatever. She rides by herself, she don't care. She goes to whatever event that they are having, she pop up, she don't care. She's very interested. I love her. I love her to death.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's like I don't know who can beat April.
Nobody.
I don't know.
Nobody, baby.
What type of members would you consider for your club?
Go ahead, Fred. Because they call me Shady Locks. I'm not even going to answer that.
Shady as fuck, I don't know. But what type of members? I personally go for. I don't want the messy. Like we don't want the messy. We don't want the drama. We try to stay far away from that. When you affiliate yourself with certain type of people, you know you get caught up in stuff like that. But we want females that are loyal, dedicated. You know, ride. We want people that ride because we don't want to be a local club. We want to ride. And somebody that just naturally bring that sisterhood and it's not forced. Okay. Like we don't want you to feel like, oh, I have to pretend to like you. We want you to be comfortable. You know, if something's going on that you're not happy with, we want you to be able to voice that and feel comfortable to voice it without feeling like, oh, you know, I can't speak my mind or say how I'm feeling or whatever. Just be you. Like, just be you. Don't be somebody that you're not. Just be you, because if you look at all of us, we're all different. We all different. We act different. We crazy. Everybody got their, you know, something funny about them, but it works. We make it work. We make sure it mesh, and you need another
This was good.
Yeah.
Look,
Can somebody
Bartender.
You want to add anything?
No.
So what would you?
Go ahead. Keep going.
What would you say? Quantity or quality?
Quality. Come on. That's why we have the numbers we have.
Certain, you know, places, people.
No, we don't just give our best.
Okay.
We make you work. You're going to ride your bike. You're going to come out and support because, like they say, show love, get love. And Square Biz as a whole, not just us, but Square Biz as a whole is known for going out, supporting everybody. You know, that's what we do. So as a female rider, we don't want to be a club known because, like I mentioned, because I'm dating him or because my dad is, you know, this president or whatever the case is. No, you have to put in work for yourself.
Right.
You have to make that name for yourself. And that's pretty much what, you know,
and I
so.
will chime in on just showing that we do believe in quality because we prospected for a year before we got vested.
Exactly.
And, you know, we could have, I had the opportunity to do it for 3 months, 6 months, but no, we did a whole year because we wanted to prove to ourselves, and I'll pass it on, I can multitask, and prove to the community that we in this, you know. So we made sure before we got fully vested that we rode our bikes, we went to a lot of events, we wore our soft colors. For a whole year, the shit, the vinyl was too low.
Right.
Alright, my shirt is
My
all
shirt
this
got
discombobulated.
under your arms.
Like, but I ain't throwing it up because shit, I'm gonna say that's my war wounds inside there. But, you know, just as we proved ourselves, we want whoever coming in to prove themselves to not only us, but to the community as well.
Right. Do you have a story about overcoming a motorcycle-related negativity?
No.
I don't think it's really a story. I think that, you know, like I said, on my birthday, we'll just say the story now. On my birthday, I watched Pete from Pro. He passed away. We were in Ocean City, and we were on our way to go jet skiing. And I think that witnessing something like that really, yeah, Swizzy. That's when actually I really met Swizzy, and I really met Rel during that ride. Witnessing that was a news flash, like, yo, this shit is real. Like, this shit is real, and it goes back to riding and ride, you know. And then right after, it was like, oh, we packing up and leaving. I was like, what? Like, you want me to now get on my bike and ride? Like, what's wrong with y'all on my birthday? Like, so that's why Sinn knows and my girls know I don't ride on my birthday. I don't give a damn what's happening. I do not ride on my birthday. I did ride last year for Spaz Day out of respect for Nay, but I don't ride on my birthday because that is something that I still think about, still reflect on, and I'm thankful that I didn't let that.
Gotta turn it down.
Boogie is being rude, y'all.
So
As
He's
always,
watching.
he be doing that in the meetings and to everything. We love you, Boogie.
But I'm thankful that didn't stop anything, and that I had Chopper to push me along the way, and I had other people push me along the way, and I also met Sinn along that journey, which we'll probably get to in a minute. So yeah.
And you also,
Hi,
now
Chopper.
touching on that, you also hit home to other people on other teams who lost a member and can relate to what you're saying.
Yes.
So now, you know, they're thinking about their phone and so forth. What's your favorite ride to eat place?
Cracker Barrel. Their food is so corny, but I just love it.
The food is trash.
But I love fun.
Mine is great.
And that's how I met Sinn.
Which one do y'all go to?
The one in Fishkill.
Fishkill, yeah.
Okay.
That's when I was drifting.
Yeah.
I was a rookie rider, but I rolled up and go ahead. Tell
She was
us
a rookie rider, but she rolled up there by her
by
damn
myself
self.
because Crow left me, okay?
With headphones. With headphones.
And headphones, no mount, and I rolled all the way up there. Okay?
Crow left her. Shout out to Chapo with the Crocs on right now.
They left me, but I'm happy I went, honestly, because that is when Swizzy, because I knew Swizzy before I knew Sinn. So,
Say it again.
clear up any rumors,
Right, say it
okay?
again.
I knew Swizzy way before I knew Sinn. There's many pictures, if you look back on my Instagram, with Swizzy and I, or Swizzy shouting out his photographer. But Swizzy then introduced me to Sinn, who was mad weird that day. She was a little stush and whatever. Like, you know how Sinn be having her little attitude.
No, we've been friends a while,
But I met Sinn, and then few weeks after that, it was like, oh shit, I got a best friend. So that's it.
Oh,
Yeah, pictures of
me and Chapo ran from the police on that run for like 5
This
minutes.
ain't about you and Chopper.
we all ran for the police.
Actually, I'm not even mentioning Chopper's name no more in this interview.
Yes.
Okay.
No, we all.
Listen, because his name was ringing bells my last interview.
Oh, yeah.
Who was
Shout out to Bonnie B.
Gang, you already know.
Gang. Hola. Shout out to Bonnie B. Follow her Bonnie B page and her sex toys and all
And
that
then
good
the
stuff.
body beads and the everything.
And
Shit.
if you're a female riding, hit that track, Bonnie B.
Yes.
Yes, July is coming. What is it like to ride in a group? Do you ladies like it?
You see my face? You see my face?
You see what my question? This is my question. It really depends on what type of group you're riding in.
And how many people
How
get
many
it?
people?
Oh my
What
God.
type of group? Are they riding in formation? Are they reckless? Are they stunt riders? Are they popping willies while you
Press.
It all depends.
I gotta say something.
Yes.
I think the thing hate most about being in the club is running in the group.
She hates it.
I hate it.
She hates it because La is like a gas and go type of person. She want to go. So we have her leading the rides and she's leaving us. And she's just
Tell
going.
your friends over there.
Y'all gotta be quiet, steady, red line. But
Zuck.
and Doc, yeah. This ain't the
Yeah, we
track.
blowing y'all up.
This ain't the track. It is Sugar Cypher. So
Look, they want to start reminiscing about the track. Is that
I see what scene.
We'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about
Okay.
that. We'll talk about
What
that.
y'all talking? Okay, all right. But go ahead.
yeah. So group rides, we do it because we in a club. We gotta ride information and we ride with other clubs. But do we prefer it? No, because we like to just go. We like to ride our bike. Me and La like to play in traffic together. So yeah, we don't like it.
What's the top speed you ladies reach?
Oh, we max our bikes out.
Yeah.
Son, what you doing? What?
It be like this. Yeah, that's a but not every ride. So
No,
don't be
definitely
saying
not,
that.
definitely
I don't want Coco to come for me because I ain't giving no smoke. I love you, Coco. I'm just riding my ride.
Yep,
But,
right.
but no, we do. You know, I'm actually thinking about upgrading probably next year, but and La too, because we thought about it. Shout out Trini, yes. That's a good friend of ours.
Good to
More
see you,
fire,
Shawty.
we love him. You know, speedy recovery.
Yes. We're
But,
glad you are here.
Yeah, we are definitely glad. But yeah, we actually we ride kind of fast sometimes. Not in a group, but when we on our own time, you know.
Sinn and La,
Or when we ride with steady
with
red
Steady
line,
Line, we
or
gotta
even
show them.
trouble, we gotta ride
Yeah.
fast. Like
we're not gonna mention the group, but
you got to.
or Boogie and
yeah.
listen, we gotta prove
Look,
to
you
them
know what
like,
they said? Listen, they told me, yeah, right. Bookie's on the cruiser, y'all.
Okay.
And you know this shit like a street fight.
Yes, you do.
You know like a street
Yes.
fight. And Boogie told me, Sid,
Yes.
keep up or get
Now
left.
you walking out.
Look,
Yes.
I had to keep up.
On the way
What's
from
the
home.
most ride you ladies ever taken?
Virginia.
That was
Virginia.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all did that by yourself.
Yes,
Yeah.
in a fucking chocolate store. But we were going to do loyalty this year.
Yeah, we wasn't
but,
giving up for the ride. So.
you know, I'm out for the count for right now, so
Okay.
we
Okay.
had to cancel that.
What are some group riding etiquette?
Follow the commands. Know your gestures. Know your
Okay.
gestures. I think if you know your gestures,
Right.
you know,
Yes.
gas,
Gas.
like they'll make the ride smoother, and also not being a competition. Like we all always ride together. Like we having fun. We enjoying each other. We gonna get to the destination, turn up real quick. So I think just being respectful to other riders. Like we a
Yeah,
team.
and also, don't ride for self. You're in a group. If you want to ride for self, ride by your damn self.
Right.
But when you're in a group, make sure you're riding for everybody in that group. Like we all want to get home safe. We all want to get to point A to point B safely with no injuries, no accidents, no nothing. So you always want to ride for the group.
Okay. All right. So, do you ladies listen to music while you ride?
Of course.
So you have a
Cena.
You have
Yeah,
a
Cena.
Is that one of the best? You think?
She has the Cena, but she don't use that shit because she feel like we be singing out loud and we be yelling.
I don't wanna hear them.
I like to sing. I be singing and I be yelling and doing all type of stuff. So La kind of like to hear her exhaust going. So or her music. So she don't use the Cena. She would rather use headphones.
Okay.
It's on the helmet, but it's most like
yeah, but it dead was off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love I live by my Cena. Okay. Thank you, Swizzy.
What type of music you ladies listen to? Is it
What?
different?
It depends on how you feeling.
It depends where I'm going to.
Yeah. I be like sometimes when I be in my I'm about to tear this highway up. I gotta listen to some hardcore rap shit, and I be sitting there and I be in my zone or whatever. But then sometimes I want to sit there while I'm waiting and be going through the turns.
Feel cute and
So
whatnot,
yeah, it
right?
depends on how you feeling. Like it really depends on how you feeling and where we going to.
What is a great piece of gear that you ladies received as a gift when you purchased for yourself?
So can I go?
Yes, so dirty.
So,
Hey, Uncle 68. Shout out to Uncle 68. Y'all.
and shout out to Pretty Girl.
Hey, look, everybody know Uncle 68.
Leave me alone.
But I think the best
Hello,
gift
ladies.
I received, hi Uncle 68, and shout out to Pretty Real Treasure. I think the gear I received has to be my Alpine Star boots from my best friend at that time, because but from my best friend, because I was wearing the Sedici one, and listen, I was
Like,
I was
let it go.
I was looking at home, and the first thing I took off was the boots. The bike wasn't put away. I was like, no, these boots gotta go.
So she was pulling the damn screws.
Yes,
Like you can
yes, they definitely were. And they got so desperate. I was like, let me take out the screw and maybe but then she was like, no, La, no. And then my birthday came, and she definitely surprised me. Excuse me, gentlemen, I love that y'all here, but hello.
Thank you. Y'all being rude. Sugar cypher.
Sugar cycle.
Exactly.
Thank you.
What part of being what being part of the motorcycle community means to you?
I think meeting with people. I'll say. I don't know.
I mean, for me, go ahead. I just have to think about how my word is. But for me, it means a lot to me because it's like a extended family.
Okay.
You know, when I joined the community, you had doctors, judges, like everything. So if you got in trouble and you was like, yo, I need me a lawyer, like.
Right.
You can reach out on BBM at that time. You can reach out to somebody that can get you out that jam, and you'll be alright. Like it was always extended family for me. I actually talk to Square Biz more than I talk to my blood family, and other people in clubs. So it's definitely it means a lot to me because it's definitely that extended family that some people don't have. You know, a lot of people they reach out to the club life or the community because they don't have that family. They never had that support system, and they they feel like they missing that. You know, you need something like that in your life.
But
I think after giving it thought, it's kind of weird for me because when I was independent, I met everyone that I know now. So, but what I think about being part of the community is I am able to see how community really supports one another. Like when it comes to ride outs and fundraisers, when it comes to ride outs because of people that pass, seeing people come together that share the same passion, same lifestyle, it's like, wow, we all come out. The community has such a bad connotation to them. Right. But when you see this happen, it's like, yo, we are bad people. Like, you know, like I know we're not bad people, but I send the pictures to my family, like, look, like, this is what we do. We stand by each other, you know, when it's needed. And like Sinn said, when you need someone, a lawyer, this and that, you have to be connected to, like, and there's plenty of times when we've had events where we needed some type of advice, and there's people that we were able to go to that's in the community itself.
it's true, right? It's true. Shout out to 6 Day. He came and did some plumbing at my house.
But that's what I'm saying. You got plumbers, you got
true.
roofers, you
It's
have
true.
all type of electricians, like, and you could get them for the low, and you're not gonna jack your house up, like, because they actually licensed.
Don't put no price on my work.
I'm not talking about you, Uncle 68. Listen, if you want Uncle 68, be prepared to pay, okay?
Yes.
He ain't saying that.
Look, yes.
He's not
Yes.
saying
He
that.
a real Jamaican. He want his money.
He want all the coins, y'all.
What are some stereotypes of motorcycle riders?
Stereotype.
About
Well,
motorcycles.
that's pretty tight. The question just.
I know they flowing. Go ahead.
Can we go first?
Yes, go first.
That we're illegal or something, or we're obnoxious, or we're ghetto.
We're gangs.
We're gangs.
Yes.
We have no education, career. Where it's like, what? She don't know about me. Like,
Right, exactly.
So,
Like I
And
just
shout out to
mentioned.
you because you just got to.
oh, I have now my license. Hold on.
Y'all
Y'all being
being
real rude to Sugar.
And
us. And us. You sign language.
I'm trying to be
y'all
nice
doing.
because she don't got the censor button, but you know I be cursing like a skeleton.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I actually received my license. So my license.
That is my brother is smart. I'll add up y'all need a social worker, okay? Because y'all be needing help sometimes.
Yeah, but it just proves though
Well,
that
she do my
we are
social work,
educated. Like we're definitely educated people. Like in fact, in my club, we have degrees, we have careers. So but yeah.
Yes. The coolest motorcycle event you took part in.
Oh,
And
for
you've
me-
been around for a long time, so you could do
Yeah.
that.
No, but I'm not even gonna go back. I'm not even gonna go back that far. For me, it was the George Floyd run that we did to
Yes.
Barclay. I didn't make it to DMX. I heard that was epic. I seen
Yeah.
pictures. I was kind of mad I didn't go. But no, definitely the George Floyd run to Barclay, because that run brought out everybody. When I tell you they had 1%, they had everybody. People that was beefing, they put that shit to the side, and we all pulled up, and we was out there, and it was definitely much love and respect for George Floyd. Everybody took that knee.
Yes.
That shit had my knee on fire, and I don't understand how that cop did that. But shout out to the people that organized it. I ain't gonna shout out their names and everything, but much love and respect for whoever organized it.
What about you?
Mine had to be, I think it was like my first season around the community, and Pro took me to DR, like Chinese house. It was like, we're gonna go to the gas station, and we're doing a ride. Who was the person? I don't even know who we rode out for, but I know it was, who was it? We shut down the highway, and I was backpacking at the time. Yes, it was for Princess. We shut down the highway, and it was doing burnouts, and then we went back to Chinese house, and I was like, yo, who is this lady? I was like, all these people come to her house, but now I know it's Chinese. So like, we went back to Chinese house, and then there was a whole like backpacking. Yeah, shout out to Chinese house. Clubhouse.
Shout out to China. You need food, holla at her.
Yeah,
Look, finger looking good.
I text her every week like, you cooking?
Yeah. Where you going at?
That definitely had to be one of the coolest things, because the southern state was definitely shut down. I saw burnouts and everything. That was my first actual ride out that was memorial. Like, it was like, wow. So.
What are the top 2 reasons why motorcycles are better than men?
It always excites me.
I'm gonna play this one clean.
Fire.
I'm gonna use what little mama said. They don't talk back. Well, they do, because mom be backfired now. That shit, that shit like, I'm like, okay, baby, I hear you. But no, I'm just not gonna answer this. Like,
No, I would just say it's always exciting.
I gotta go home tonight.
Yeah, Shy, you excite me too, baby. But my bike is always exciting. Like, and then also just the relief when I get home, I'm like, oh, you kept me safe. Woo. But you know, it's just exciting. Listen, my man coming from my bike. Next question.
Okay, how does riding a motorcycle transform other areas of your life?
I think it caused friction actually in my family, because my dad is against it still. I've been down. Hold on, let me get it straight. I'm coming. But no, I think it caused friction in my family because, like Sinn said, she speaks to like Squarebiz family more than she speaks to her own family, and something about me is I do speak to my club more than I speak to my family. And also I will ride my bike probably before any other thing.
Yeah.
So
she's always getting in trouble for that.
yeah, I always get in trouble for that. I'm working on it, but honestly, it's what makes you happy, you know. And I'm learning to live my life.
We have people watching who don't ride, but we ride. So what advice can you give to them, because they're driving on the highway and they don't understand us? You know what I'm saying? So what can you say to them to give them a piece of something, you know, to help us get home to our family?
Okay, so I'm speaking from the biker perspective. So if you hear these bikes coming, do not move. Just stay there. Just stay there. We're gonna maneuver around you. Don't make no quick sudden moves, because don't swerve, don't do none of that, because you could potentially cause harm to us. If you hear us revving and we right line, just slide over a little bit to make some space, because we coming through. You don't want nobody to get aggressive because you done cut their line off or whatever the case is. But for the most part, stay in your lane. Like, stay in your lane. Do not move. Just stay there.
And just to add on,
Thank you.
I think also
shout out to Lil Mama, our bartender.
Yeah, thank you. I think it also,
She is for hire.
many hustles, right? But make sure y'all tip our bartender, please.
Definitely.
But also, you're not faster than us. Like, you know, like I think a lot of cars think you're faster. You're not faster than us. You know, stop trying to think you can speed up and do this. You're not faster.
They be trying to race
Like,
us.
we're two wheels with a lot of horsepower. You're not faster.
Okay. How competitive is it between female and male bikers?
I'm gonna say this. For me, I don't think so. That is very competitive because when you ride with certain people, like I used to never ride with people. Like I was just riding with my friends. So a lot of people's like, oh, Sinn can't ride, Sinn can't ride. And then when they do ride with me, a lot of people said that. But then they ride with me, like, okay, Sinn, she do her thing. Mm-hmm. But I don't feel like, for me, I don't have, like, we talk our shit. Like, I'm like, oh, look, y'all, tear you up on the highway. I know he's gonna tear me up, but I just gotta talk my shit. I have to talk my shit.
Stop lying.
Stop lying about what?
You be good in corners.
I don't know.
She be 3-lane banging, yo. 3-lane banging all day. 3-lane banging all day.
What I'm saying is I'm very humble about it because I know it's always somebody that is better than me. But when it comes to guys in the competition, like I'm gonna talk my shit. Even though I know, oh yeah, Chapo, I'm gonna tear you up. He had the track, dragging his knee. I'm not dragging no knee. But I'm gonna talk my shit. Oh, I see you on the southern stage.
You don't drag your knee, but you drag your thigh. Nigga,
yeah,
stop.
you're right. I dragged my thigh. I didn't drag my thigh. I dragged my foot peg, and I was scared. And I was like, oh, I had to bring it back up. And I got off the exit, and I was like, that's it, no more track for me. I was scared. But I don't really see that competition. I mean, amongst females,
right.
Yes, it's there all day. Like it's females that are very intimidated to ride with La and myself because we ride our bike. But it's like we're not against you. We're riding with you. Mm-hmm. Like we're riding with you. But for some reason they don't want to ride with us. Like,
do you think female bikers feel that they have to measure up to the men?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, we're in their world. So we have to put. No, it is.
I know you always tell me it's their world.
It is their world. We are. Well, at one point we were visitors, but now we took a stand.
We got to own it.
We are here.
No, we're not owning it.
We're here.
We're visitors, but
we
got our footprint here. So you know
that we're not gonna own it.
No, don't say that because they're gonna come for us.
Okay,
but
don't come for me.
We're not trying to own it. Look, disregard what she said. We're not trying to own it. We are visitors, but we did put our footprint here to let you guys know that we're not leaving and we are, evict us because we're not leaving. Who asked it?
Somebody have a question.
Go ahead.
There was plenty of questions, yeah.
Black City Bigs would like to know, what would you change in the community, if any?
What will we change?
I think I would change just cattiness. I think there's cattiness between males and females. It's not just it's always known, the females. No, it's the men and women that have the cattiness. Oh, I don't fuck with them. I'm not going over there. Why you going over there? So I think stop getting your feelings and just come out and just support other people. Just like you want people to come to your clubhouse, your events, do the same for others. Don't need. We too old, because honestly, you old ride a bike, you gotta be at least 18, right? We're too old for that. Like, we're really too old for that. And if you do have young people being on caddies, then you need to correct them. Like, it's supposed to be something our escape. Like, come on.
Right. One more question. Chinese, one more question.
That's it.
Oh, let me ask.
While you
Okay,
wait
go
up
ahead.
by beast mode, it says, where is somewhere they would love to travel?
On tubes.
I think I always want to ride to California just because.
Yeah, we did talk about that. We definitely wanted to go.
We gotta take off like a month.
Yeah, we definitely wanted to go to Cali. And look, shout out to our sergeant at arms. She over there talking about because she every week we going to Cali. We going to
She
Cali.
don't care how we get there. She don't care how
She
we
don't
get
care. We
there.
walking there, skipping there,
Right.
flying there. She wants to go to Cali, and she want to go to the hood in Cali. Like,
Yeah, with the bike.
Look, I'm scared. I got red everything. I'm scared.
I think I'm safe. No, you got the grapes and shit. Oh shit, I'm scared.
Now this, I guess you can. This is a question where I guess you can kind of compare it because you have a lot of men on your team.
Okay.
I mean, not the team, but you know what I mean. So, do your male counterparts feel that they have to position you or protect you within a code?
They always feel like they got to protect us.
They always feel like they gotta protect us, and we be on some like, yo, we got this. Like we good. Like, dude, like.
But protect your in what way? Protect your.
Like if we go
when we go in,
ride,
we like to. This is what we like to do. We like to just kind of plan stuff and just go. We don't tell them.
Okay.
So they be like, yo, how y'all go such and such. And then when we have a problem, we'll come back and tell them like, yo,
you know what happened?
This happened. So, and they was like, yeah, but this is why. ride, y'all should have told us so we could come. But we want to be independent. Like, we want to build a name for ourselves. So, yeah, we definitely got involved in some stuff. And we just, like, you know, we need them. We need them. We handled it, but we do need them at the same time. But we want to be our own entity within this club.
Right.
So they definitely be like, our brothers definitely be on some hardcore protection shit.
Okay.
We don't be feeling it all the time. We don't. We like the renegades. Like, yo, what? We not telling y'all
we
nothing.
be in our chat like, don't tell the other chat.
Yeah, don't let them know.
And then every the morning, the girls are busy. We're going to Virginia today. What?
Like, tell us. And we like, yo, we want to do this on our own. Like, even the Virginia run, like, it wasn't, at the beginning, we did not plan to ride.
Yeah,
we
Boogie
were just
over
like,
here saying he was pissed off.
no, we didn't plan to ride. We were like, you know what, we're going to trailer the bikes because it was kind of far. It's our first distance like this. So what happened was the trailer that we got, it couldn't accommodate all the bikes.
Okay.
So I actually called, I wasn't going. And I couldn't get off of work or whatever. I was like, I'm not going. But then once they said that they can't trailer the bikes, they have to ride, I'm like, oh shit, I'm going. So I was like, what time y'all leaving? And then they're like, oh, well, we leaving like at 6 o'clock. I'm like, all right. And so Lars telling us everything. Nobody got sleep. I worked. First of all, I got up at 6 o'clock. I worked all day. And I'm working from home. I'm on a laptop all day. So Lars told me the list of things that we needed or whatever. So I kept putting items down and taking pictures, showing them, like, I got my toothbrush, I got this, like, I got my deodorant. Teasing them. They're like, Sinn, are you coming? I was like, I don't know yet. So I just threw my shit in the bag, put it on my bike, I strapped it down, and I headed to the house, and I'm like, fuck that, we going. I pulled out when we got to Maryland.
We didn't even check the weather, though.
We didn't check the weather, That's the worst thing. We were so anxious to do this, and I think the adrenaline was kind of going through. So we was just like, you know what, we going to do this. We are going to do it. We ended up leaving like 3 hours later than what we supposed to. So we rolled through the night.
Okay.
Bad decision.
Deers.
Rolled through the night, the deers, the storm. It was. We checked the weather down, but didn't check the states that we were going through. So it was bad. Like, I had water pouring out my boots. I was like, you know what, this is terrible. A bike broke down. We had to call Chapo and everybody else, Al and everybody.
We made a whole straw.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was terrible.
It was a good. Now I understand why these bikers, when they go out of town, they have all these lovely stories. Because I used to be impressed by the stories. I used to be like, oh yeah, this happened, that happened. But now we got to experience it ourselves, and it was like, that shit was scary as hell. But would I do it again? Damn right. I will. We are doing it again. I will. But it was definitely a learning experience for us. It definitely made our group a lot stronger because we had to do this. We had a couple that was like, shout out to Bree because she actually drove the trailer. And she was like, yo, fuck this. She ain't doing that. She said she's not doing it again. But at the end of the day, it was bad. It was bad because the trailer was low, the truck wasn't.
The truck wasn't high enough to carry all those bikes on the trailer.
There was a lot of mishaps, but we got there safe and we got back safe. And Bree did her damn thing. Yeah, La almost took out a deer and I did too.
Wow.
But the mother and the son
and the baby,
they kind of jumped out at the same time.
And we was like, ah!
But after we got back, we did speak to a lot of people and they gave us feedback. They told us like, yo, never leave at this time.
Yeah, we learned later.
Ride on this side, not that side. So we got a lot of tips and pointers. So shout out to everybody that looked out for us and made sure.
And answered our call like 3 a.m.
Yeah, because we was down. Yeah, we was calling everybody. Chopper was like, yeah.
Chopper was like, what do you want?
We like, what do we do? What do we do? It was like, yo, is it this? We can't see it.
We was like, pour water in it. Then we learned that it was supposed to be like drinking water, so we distilled water.
Yeah, we didn't know. We didn't
know.
But we love you, Nick, because it was her bike. We picked it up. Like,
yeah, we love her.
She wasn't even mad.
She wasn't mad. She was like, what can I at least sit on the bike? She was like, yeah, you can't ride though.
She wasn't even mad. Yeah. Good sport, Nick.
Do you ladies think that, or feel like the women are now dominating the motorcycle community?
No, definitely not.
What do you think, Jamie?
I think it's more men.
Yeah, it's more men.
We definitely up there.
It's that we're up there in numbers now, but I'm gonna be honest with you, like all of the females that I know that pop out to ride, they are riding, but they know their position on this food chain, like on this totem pole. We know that we're not up here. Like we know that we're down here. So at the end of the day, we're respected because the guys are looking at us like, okay, they're coming in as visitors. Like they're coming in not to come and take over. We are coming to still, abide by the rules, but still we showing like, yo, we're here, we're riding like y'all riding. You know, we doing what y'all doing.
I just want to say something real quick. I see a lot of people saying they have a question. If you have a question, just send it in. Shani will read it off to us. So that's
Yeah, we almost finished sugar questions,
Yes.
so then we'll
So
start,
yeah,
you know.
Right.
So just send it over and Shani will read it off.
Where'd she go? Okay, so one more thing, and then we're gonna talk about our weekend. Cause
Oh, yes. Look, we're
We're gonna talk about the weekend. I actually spent a weekend with
yes,
these
the
ladies.
whole weekend.
Oh, I'm exhausted. I cannot wait to go home and go to sleep. Okay, so do you think the women's sexiness intimidate the men? Because we're
No,
not
I
sexy women.
think that shit turns them on.
Okay.
Like, I'm not one of the sexy women because everybody, they didn't look at me. I got my bandana on, I got my jacket, my riding gear, and I'm just, so when I do get sexy, they're like, damn, Sinn, that's you? And I'm like, yeah,
See, I feel like that.
But I don't feel like, you know, you got women that wear shoes. Shout out to what, that's your thing. You know, that ain't me because I need my toes and my ankles and shit. But y'all got experience, y'all doing that. I respect, much love and respect to y'all. But I don't really think that the sexiness intimidates them. Cause some of the guys are really big on gear and big on, you know, so they like, yo, why is she wearing that? Like, you know, but that's your opinion. To each his own.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Saturday. What was Saturday? And who was there?
So, Saturday, so we met Spoiled Rotten a little while back. Well, actually, Spoiled Rotten was supposed to come to. They didn't come. They weren't able to make it to our coming out.
They did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They
We
did
did
make
meet
it.
them.
They did.
There was something else that we were going to come to.
Right.
So we met Spoiled Rotten when we were vested, and from there we kept communication with them. We went to their events out in Connecticut, and we just been communicating. We was like, you know what? Let's plan out a ride. Like, y'all all the way in Connecticut, we're here. Let's come together and do something. We all made it happen. They especially coordinated where we were gonna go because we were in more so their territory. Next year we'll be in our territory, but they took the lead in choosing our destination when it was for gas. No, they mapped it out completely
They did.
and to the T, and
They
made
did.
sure that we were all on the same page. You know, so shout out to them, and then we made it happen. And I feel that I really appreciate my ladies because we all have something going on, but my ladies came out on their bikes, and even the ones that didn't have a bike right now because, you know, we mentioned bikes having problems, they made sure they found a bike to ride. And then even myself, I can't even walk right now, but as a VP of a club and something that my pres in Chocolate always teaches me is you still gotta be there for your club no matter what. So this weekend we appreciated Sugar coming out.
Yes.
Liz came out. So seeing the females come out, even though it was a dreary day and the weather wasn't like, you know, how we would have wanted it to be, it was really great. And then also everyone was safe, everyone just followed what the formation was, everyone adjusted to the changes that happened during the ride out. And then when we got to our destination, we had like, you know, food, a couple of drinks, and we actually was personal. It was a moment that women on bikes got to know each other. Women on bikes got to share conversations about who they are, you know. So this Saturday definitely was one for the books. And we're probably gonna do it annually, like, you know. And in fact, Sugar, we had so much a great time that we was like, all right, well, let's do this next time. We were all planning together. It was no longer Square Biz and Spoiled Rotten. It was DRA. And you know, and it's just girls. And without the patch, it was like, no, it's really just girls.
What time was it? I pulled up. I was amped. I was super
Yes,
excited.
she was
Like,
definitely
I said, all right, so when's the next one? We
Right.
didn't put it on the first one.
Exactly.
We didn't leave yet.
Sugar was like, Sugar, we didn't even leave that. But is this it? Let's keep going.
And it's like a lot of love, especially to everyone that came out that's not part of Square Biz, you know, because it just shows the support and it shows that we truly are women that want to unite with one another.
And also shout out to everybody that could not make it, you know, that they wanted to wait. You reposted, you reached out. We definitely appreciate it. We know that A lot of people were not trying to, well, they couldn't make it on Saturday. They were saying that Sunday is better. So we're gonna actually try to do another all-female run, and we're gonna probably do it on a Sunday. Probably a little more chill.
We got work Monday.
So what? We're not gonna be all night. It's not gonna be all night. We're not trying to drive to Virginia. Like, so at the end of the day, yeah, y'all can get on y'all bikes and, you know.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. No, we're not gonna track but we are definitely going, in the future, we are gonna plan more female runs. And one thing about us, Sugar will tell you, one thing about us, we do not believe in leaving anybody. If you are not comfortable, if you feel like the speed is not, like, I'm the president, but I actually am the road captain. Like, I ride in the back, I make sure everybody is good. I don't, you know, we're not leaving no one. Like, we had one person, Sweet Pea was on the cruiser. So, of course, it was kind of windy. So, she couldn't, like, she could keep up. But of course, her ride was different, right? Her ride was different. The wind was tearing her up so bad, and you know, I just kept laughing because I'm like, damn, I know that wind is fucking her up. Like, I can see it because that shit was fucking me up. Like, it was going, but it was fucking me. When I tell you my neck was hurting, I was like, yo, this is.
It was windy.
Yo, it was windy. No, it was windy. That shit was like this, and it was pushing you side to side. And but shout out to Sweet Pea because she held it down.
Yeah, she did.
And she just kept on saying to me like, oh well, I see y'all best. Y'all can keep on going. I said, no sis, we're not leaving you. I'm gonna stay back here with you, and I'm gonna make sure you good. I don't believe in that leaving because at the end of the day, anything happen, that's gonna be on us and our conscience. So we definitely will not leave you, even if you ride slow. Ride your ride. Like we can't stress that
And
enough.
also, even if you have a 300, like, yeah, okay, we
There
had a
was
bigger
somebody-
ride.
there
We had
was
somebody had a 400.
She was keeping up.
Shout out to Fire. She was tearing that highway
Yes, she
down.
was.
Tearing that highway
She
down.
was.
Yes.
Tearing it down. We love you, girl. She was tearing that shit down.
She was super
That's a
excited.
flash 400 though. That don't count.
It don't matter.
everybody thinks
It don't matter what you. She said it's not flag, but she was riding that shit. Okay.
Yes, she was.
Cause I forgot.
I was
like
getting a
she
little
was-
upset that she
No,
was keeping up.
She was doing her thing.
Yes, she
Hold on,
was.
hold on. They said they don't leave people. Last night, Sinn and Lil Mama left my ass leaving corrupt mom.
You don't count because you know his name was. You don't count. And then he says one
I ain't
thing.
had no tutu
He
in
said,
my
why did he be going? I'm like, that's not real. Be this small. Like, no. Correction. We don't leave any women behind. No.
Right. Okay.
Look, y'all men, y'all getting left.
Hold up. Let's also now. Okay, so we touched on Saturday.
Yes.
Want to add to Saturday?
No, Saturday.
We had a good
yeah,
time.
we
We made
did
it
have a great
backstage.
time, yes.
I got attacked by the bushes.
Yeah, she did.
I got attacked by the bushes.
We ain't gonna say why, but she
No, I'm
did.
gonna say why. I had to
tell me
use
about
the
that.
bathroom. I had to use it up bad. And we was hitting
On the
some-
side of the highway.
On the
Yes.
side of the highway. Sweet Pea protected me. I went in this little forest, a path or some nonsense. She told me to follow. So I
came
followed
out,
it.
she was fucked
I
up.
came out the wrong way from the path, and it seemed like the bushes just like it ripped my pants. I had two.
Scratches all over. Yes.
Then when you came taking pictures or whatever, I'm doing my gas, not paying attention. Gas spilling all in my cut.
All right. Okay.
Hold on, I got a
She
question.
disinfected and infected at the same time. That bush tore her ass up.
I got a question.
What?
You said you had to use the bathroom.
Yes.
Did you take your sock off and use it as tissue?
No, we had wipes. We had wipes. We always have wipes. Okay.
Shout out to Fire because she had a
Exactly.
life of white.
We always have wipes.
I didn't use nothing.
Ronnie was square biz men. I was the only female on that road, and I had to pee. I had my wipes with me.
Exactly.
White. So that's something that you should consider when you're on a
Exactly.
run. Because when we
Bring that
stopped
fanny
at
pack.
New London to meet up with Spoy Ryan,
Yes.
the bathrooms were locked.
Yes, they were. Yes, they
So
were.
we were like, what are we doing? So
Entry.
whatever. We had to take care of business because we was riding. I wasn't stopping.
Nope.
I was riding. So
Common
we took
squad.
that business.
Yeah,
So we had
my thing too, y'all.
we had
Copper
a
squad.
good time. We
Yes,
had a good
yes.
time. I enjoyed myself. Shout out to Auntie April because yesterday,
Yes, April. She did it again.
she organized the all-women's, I guess, group of women to ride in the
Puerto
Puerto
Rican
Rican parade
yes,
in Bushwick.
in Bushwick, yes.
Okay. She added the guys, the slingshots, the motorcycles, but she
The
put them in
spiders
the
in the
back.
back, right?
Okay, so all the shine was on the ladies, and Bushwick on Knickerbocker, right? We was walking down Knickerbocker.
That was in my neighborhood.
Yes.
Neighborhood.
Yo, when I tell you they was going crazy when they seen us,
yes,
like
I
we made the parade live.
Yes,
So
we
thank
did.
you so much for the opportunity to do that. We had a good time, and it felt
Yeah, it
really,
was- it
really
was
good.
good. It was
And it
really
wasn't
good.
too long,
Yeah.
drawn out. Our bikes made it. This one popping her pipe. Every time she was popping it, I'm looking at the pipe like, boom. It was nice. It was nice. We had a good time. So shout out to Auntie April. Thank you so much. I can't wait to do it next year. Send you doing it next year?
Yes, girl.
Okay.
And next year I'm getting my little Boricua outfit going on. 'Cause this year, you
Swizzy.
know,
You see our pictures? My stomach.
yeah,
was
mine
up.
was too, but I don't care. Listen,
Yeah, y'all look
more
cute.
cushion,
Y'all look
cushion,
cute.
hold on.
Hey.
But no, little mama went to find me a little Puerto Rican outfit, and it was looking a little cheap, so I was like, no, I don't want that. But next year I'm getting something custom made. Auntie April, we in here.
We should get some shirts made for next year. That'd be
Yeah.
nice.
And I'll be all healed up, so I'll be there too.
Yeah,
Shoot.
we all gonna be there. This Morena Boricua gonna be
All
there.
right.
Welcome.
Let's go to the question.
Yes, what's the
go to
question?
So,
Shiny?
Shiny, did you want to read it all? But thank you for all the shout outs that I see in the
Yes,
live.
thank you for the shout out. Thank you for everybody that's
And
tuning
thank you for
in.
everybody that's here. It's kind
What's
of
my
like
other
a
phone?
full-
My iPhone.
Shit, all the seats almost taken, but thank you for coming in.
Okay, this question is from Red Alert. What type of different runs or events would you like to do or participate in?
I'm all for the long distance runs.
Yeah, me too.
Like I can't. I love Sinn. Also, we love going to clubhouse. But when we can get on our bike, in fact, when we get on
No,
our
why are you
bike,
lying? I
No,
don't
no.
love that.
no.
I don't like
for it.
parking lot pimping. I'm
No,
sorry.
we're for it.
But I would do
Support
it. I would definitely
But
support
we
it.
want to ride somewhere. Like when we went to, in fact, Clutch Kings event, if we was on bikes, that would have been an epic night.
Right,
you know,
right,
because
right.
that was in Philly and everything else.
But no,
but,
not really, because we were drinking, so no.
well,
yeah.
well, we gotta put the fucking
What's the
glasses
next
down.
question?
No, because I wouldn't feel comfortable riding in 80s, 90s gear to the clubhouse. Like, I mean, you know, like.
But we do want more long distance rides.
Yes.
Is it another one? No.
It was just a shout out from Stormy Ride. He was just saying that it's a dope interview, ladies.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fly said that the bike is
We
not
have-
flash.
Huh?
Fly said the bike is
No,
not
we
flash.
know. She told us. That's what I said. No, but she was riding that shit. She was there. She let us know. She had a disclaimer like, listen, y'all ladies
Okay.
gonna go here,
All right.
but
So people did ask. Oh, go ahead, Sugar.
Let me say this. When you ride with people that you never rode with before, you pick up
You want a lot of
immediately
things, right.
their riding technique, right?
Yes.
Fire, ass was hanging.
It was.
The whole run.
She
The whole run.
that dope.
Yes. The
Her
whole
body is
run.
like this.
Yes.
So yeah, it was like off the seat.
But she
It
was
was
all sexy looking.
Yours, you was right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My 500.
No, you're not hollering at nobody.
And Chapo makes me sick because he is the reason that I got rid of my 500. He got on my damn nerves.
Wait.
Well, are you happy you did it?
I did because I felt like the Chinaman delivering food in Brooklyn. Come on. Like, no.
Thank you,
but-
Chapo.
Yeah, I got time. My president was like, you coming out? No, I'm not riding my scooter.
You
Not
got time
today. I'm not riding my scooter.
You got time to sound like a lawnmower.
Yes, I sold it.
Why you coming on little mamas?
Hold on, one time.
Look, y'all have no more questions. Let me
So there was one question that was sent to the square bit. Well, there was a few
Okay.
questions, but they were answered from Sugars.
Okay.
Kristen, the one that
Oh
told
yes,
us
we
Wicked
love
Wednesdays.
Shout
Hi,
out to
Kristen.
Wicked Wednesday.
She asked, "What is the most comfortable gear that we wear?" And I'm gonna answer for Sinn and I. It has to be Alpine Star. Sinn definitely got me into Alpine Star, and it is the most comfortable and durable since I honestly have owned other brands. So, did I answer
I mean,
that for
it
you?
is, yeah, it is European, but for some reason, it fits us. Like, it fits us. I mean, I have a problem because my little arms was kind of short, but it still fits me. Like, it fits me. It kind of hang down a little low, but the shoes, I mean, the boots fit comfortable. My gloves fit comfortable. I'm just like Alpine everything, but my gloves fit great. My jacket fits great, and it's easy to break in too. Like, I got some new boots that, shout out to my club, they got for my birthday. But those boots is dope though too. But they're tight right now. Like that's why I didn't wait on the ride.
Okay.
But they kind of easy to break in. Like with Alpine Star, the leather is tough, but I don't know anybody that actually went down and said like, damn, it went like they actually got road rash from this Alpine Star jacket.
I don't know.
All my gear is still intact right
See,
now.
and that's Alpine Star.
Alpine?
My boots, my
Right,
jacket.
so shout out to Trini. Alpine Star saved his life because at the end of the day he would have been, messed up, and he's not. So I mean, I live by it, but Swizzy actually introduced me to Alpine Star because when I tried it on back then, it didn't fit me because my boobs, it was like super tight, but
Made it work.
Shout out
it
to
made it
boobs.
work. Yeah, shout out to Philby.
No, we're not showing out boobs. We're
Why
not.
not?
I'm gonna get him.
Shout out to Boo.
Well, to answer your question about upcoming events before we wrap it up, Sugar,
Okay.
our anniversary is definitely coming up. We have an event August 14th. Details to come.
Okay.
Yeah.
August 14th.
August 14th is our actual anniversary date. Thankfully, it lands on a Saturday. But most importantly, also Spaz Day is coming up.
Make sure you're
That
out for
is
Spaz Day because we all
cool.
ride for Spaz. That's why
Yes.
us female riders in Square Biz, we ride for Spaz. That's what we ride for.
And that is June 27th. The flyers are already all over Instagram.
What's that, a Saturday?
It is a
Sunday.
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 But it starts early in the day. Flyers are all over Instagram already.
And guess
And
what?
then-
The
1
barbecue
o'clock,
is free,
1:30,
so you don't
58
gotta
Park.
pay. I'm telling you
And
something.
then I noticed this
At
year
158 Park.
Yeah,
that
1:30.
y'all gonna have the barbecue started already while the run is going
Yes.
on.
Yeah.
So the food and
I mean, we
the-
normally, it's supposed to be like that normally, but
But we black.
we kind of, yeah, we're Square Biz, so we kind of always late. We on black people time, but no, so
Not
not
for
even
me,
black
though.
people
Not
time.
for me.
We
Not
on
for
Square
me.
Biz time. No, correction. We on Al B's time, okay? He always late. But shout out to Al, we love you, Al. But yeah, we're gonna actually start a little earlier.
Because it's on Sunday.
Yeah, because
And
it's a
then-
Sunday or whatever the case is, and even though they lifted this whole COVID thing, but they
Yes.
still have COVID regulations or whatever the case is. But yeah, come out, ride your
Yes.
bike. It's always a good run.
Yes.
And
it
then you
is.
already know
What is
Thursday,
this? This is the third or fourth one that I did. Right? It's the fourth. But Spaz Day was actually the day that I met the Rock All Stars. So
Right,
it's,
right,
it's
right,
double.
right,
I'm
right.
memorializing Spaz. Because when I used to come, when me and Boogie was friends, I remember her. And
Yeah,
then
why you act like
secondly,
I'm going or some shit? When we was.
I'm
Like y'all ain't friends no more.
We're like, yo, we was.
We ain't friends no more.
I wasn't in the community. I wasn't in the community. But oh my God, let me tell you, Square Biz dudes are sensitive. I talk about.
I'll be face screwing us.
All right. So Spaz Day.
Look,
is a
shout out to
double.
LB, everybody sergeant at arms.
It's special to me, to memorialize Spaz, and also because I met my team, the Rock.
Yes.
So I will be there.
Shout out to the Rock All Stars.
August 7th.
August 7th.
Yes.
Make sure y'all there, Tiny House.
6 p.m.
No, look,
The clubhouse. We already clubhouse.
Good food, good food.
No. Great food.
Great food.
Yeah.
Tiny cannot get your chef in. Y'all gotta see the pot she be using. Them pots are like this.
This big. This big.
The real Dutch pot.
You need 2 eyes for 1 pot.
But and then also Square Biz ladies, Brooklyn MC will be back running the clubhouse on July 15th, which is Thursday. You already know it's always good to us, so I hope to see y'all there.
Make sure y'all come out, show us love.
All
But it's time to party,
listen.
right?
And wait. But any events that you got coming up,
Please
send it to the page. Send it to the page.
Yes.
So we can actually come out and support y'all. Because,
And repost and everything.
Repost flyers. Let us know so we can repost it and we can actually show up.
Yes.
Let's do a toast. Thank you, Sugar,
Yeah,
for
Sugar,
having us.
you're welcome. I love
Yes.
y'all too.
Shout out to Sugar Cypher, okay?
Yes.
If you ain't fucking with it, you ain't fucking with the right people.
Hello.
Shots fired.
Is this career market gunshot me
On
forward?
that
The
note,
truth.
and on that note, thank you so much watching. Thank you so much for your questions, participating. Thank you for everybody that's here tonight. I appreciate y'all seriously.
Thank you, y'all. Thank
you. It's a Monday night, and I know y'all could be home because y'all probably had a busy weekend or whatever. But I appreciate y'all coming out. Thank you to Swiviz for always supporting me. I love y'all for always supporting me, opening your doors so that I can conduct the interviews. I appreciate y'all.
We better turn up, right?
Yes, we are.
You're not
Well,
welcome.
you gotta turn it up, not that she got her crutch. Like
I got listen.
Right.
Trinity with me with the crutch, okay, crutch game.
All right, and I do this
What
all
crutch?
for the love of the culture.
wow. For the love of the
The love
culture.
of the
Bye,
culture.
y'all. Thank y'all
Bye.
for tuning in.
Thank you.
Let's go, music.
Yo, he
That
got
was
brand
good.
new.
That was good.
Cause he can walk. Right? See me in
No, but you didn't see him on live like this.